Hello, today we are going to do a little progress report via video. I've been posting some photos here and there, but I'm going to try a little video progress report. I bought this thing sight unseen pretty much, glanced at a few quick photos and was out the door in about 10 minutes. After I got the call to action, and when I arrived I was sorely disappointed because of the amount of mold, mildew, rust, crust, dust, mouse poo, and yuckness that was involved in this machine. But let's give a little tour around the machine. I'm getting a phone call, but I'm going to ignore that. Okay, so the side of this cabinet is not bad, but the head for some reason is very rough. And the same is true for the other side, but I'm going to try not to move the camera too fast and give anybody motion sickness. The front of the cabinet is not amazing. I gotta remove some, whatever that is, tin foil from the coin slot. And the other side, this is not bad, but again, the head, very crusty. And inside the cabinet I'm going to address, I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do yet. A full repaint job, a sand job. I was actually considering painting the rails yellow. It's a very blue and yellow machine, and if I just painted a strip this long, I mean this wide, oh you can't see, you know, yay wide when the playfield is down, instead of like mirror blades, it'll be just painted blades. I wonder, I've never seen that done. I've never done it. Might look good. And if it looks like poo, then I will just repaint it blue. That's what I'm thinking, and then do something with the cabinet. But the good news is the playfield is in nice condition. It was, I mean, other than the rust and mold and mildew and mouse poo, I'll go through that in a minute, but at least the playfield was nice. Underside the playfield, I have pretty much gone through every single mechanism. I have completely removed and taken apart both drop target assemblies. Got new coil sleeves, and these are moving nice and free. I've adjusted the switches. I've removed all the pop bumper mechs and rebuilt the pop bumpers with new skirts and new bodies. You'll see that on the top side, but you can see like some of the rust underneath here and there, just in spots though, really underneath for some reason. Up top it was more prominent. And I have so far underneath checked every single flasher, most of which were out, and I cleaned the inserts underneath. I still have my little, I just use a little rubbing alcohol and a brush, and that works very well for cleaning the underneath of inserts. Now more people are messaging me. Good thing that didn't end my video like it did last time, mother. And so I've removed both these saucers, plastic saucers. They were, you couldn't even see through those. There's one on the other side. Where'd you go? Oh yeah, down here. And those are actually clear now, which is nice. And these corners, on a few of these corners were cracked on the pop bumper brackets here, but I crazy glued them and they should be solid now, as long as you don't have to remove them again, because hopefully a little bit of crazy glue didn't seep onto the underside and sticks the whole assembly. But it's nice and solid that way, and I have, you know, rebuilt and cleaned everything nice and thoroughly. I adjusted, and the pop bumper switches, I removed the switch stack and took off the spoons and cleaned them nice and thoroughly. They were black. You can see they're nice and white now. They're usually always black. So the left slingshot, it was a Williams coil and the plastic bobbin was, the corner was broken off, and the coil winding was also broken. And I happen to have one original Black Beast Data East slingshot coil with the correct part number there, so that was lucky. So I replaced that, and that should be good to go. I have also, you know, worked on the top side coils, like the kickback, which you can't see, and the you know, the ball shooter coil, and then the outlane coil. Here's the, yeah, oh yeah, this had some nice hack where it was taped together and an extra diode was added on somewhere. So I tidied this all up. A new diode, new wires, shrink tubing, no more tape, and gone through that. I'm currently working on the flippers. You can see left side is completely removed, and there's all this nice lovely lubrication-y junk. I'll be cleaning all that up. And I like these Data East coil assemblies with not having end of stroke switches. All you do is remove the coil stop and the flipper bat, and then you can take off the whole bracket and go for a quick little walk over to the laundry room, where let's see my flipper bracket. Look at this. How much lube and gunk did, oh yeah, look at that. That must have worked real well. Actually, the flippers did flip, but right now I have all the boards sent out for repair. So I can't really do any testing yet. Ew, this has just got a layer of slime on it. That's got to get replaced. Somehow the coil stop, as much gunk as it has on it, looks like it should be reusable. And put on a new plunger and link. But I should be able to reuse the coil stop. If not, I have a complete Data East flipper rebuild kit right here. So that's my backup plan if needed. Okay, so I pretty much removed every component from the top side that was metal. All the metal posts, the screws, the washers, the nuts, you know, this other stuff that was small. And I bought a tumbler, bought some media, bought some metal polish, and whipped up a concoction for 24 hours. And surprisingly, all that nastiness came off real nice, because you can see how shiny that was. They were just crusty before. You know, it looked like this. All that nasty. You know, you can see a little bit on that bracket, but almost every plastic is broken. You know, that this flasher dome that was on there was broken. We've got some custom slingshots. There's not much left of these lane plastics. The center plastic, that's got, I don't know what's going on there, some tape or oh, look at that. That is a slingshot mylar that would come with the machine that you'd throw on your playfield. See in the shape of the slingshot? Yeah, that's what they did. And one on top too, just for extra good measure. Yeah, like, see, every plastic. So I got a new one coming, and should be arriving Friday, which was a few days ago, but that hasn't happened. So maybe today, Monday. I happen to have a few miscellaneous Lethal Weapon 3 parts from buying out an old operator. Just this piece and this piece up here to, you know, that's what somebody made to replace the broken plastic originally. It's a flipper button housing. I guess that's creative, but seeing how the blue dome was missing, now I have one because I had the spare part and the screws to go with it. So that's a bonus, so I can harvest this and get rid of that. And same with this piece. They really did some jerry rigging and somehow added a post on here and a spring in an attempt to stop the ball from getting stuck in that area. But I have this, which has the little L bracket on it, and it looks like there was a piece of plastic there to stop the ball from getting stuck that was broken off, obviously, at this. So I can harvest this L bracket original and put it on the new plastic. So having these extra parts came in handy, even though they're all messed up. Who would have thunk? And I even had, where is it now? It's over here. Oh, it came with that parts lot that I bought, came with the speaker panel, which was a Lethal Weapon 3 speaker panel. And I removed the speaker grills because it had the cool number 3 on them. Because the machine that I got did not have these. It had the gold speaker grills with no art. And I just actually thought it was really smoky and nasty. But when I removed them and turned them around, look what I found. Gold, Rocky, and Bullwinkle speaker grills. So just hung them up there for now. If I ever need them, I know where to find them. But I was able to harvest these speaker grills from the miscellaneous parts, and even these clips that are plastic. If you own a Data East, you know they're usually one or both of them broken. Anyway, one was missing here and one was missing on the other one, so that made for 2 perfectly good ones. So that was a bonus as well. I think Pinball Life remakes those. I've purchased them before. They 3D print them and they work great. So I think it was Pinball Life. So yes, I think by the time I'm done with this, I'll have gone over every single mechanism on the underside of the playfield. Next will be obviously the flipper rebuilds, and then I'll be taking off these boards, cleaning the inserts, and LEDing the machine. I don't like to put in LED flashers because it's too bright and obnoxious, especially with 2 flashers under lots of the inserts. That would just blind you, and that's not fun. And I'll have new drop target decals coming for these guys, because you'll see there was only I think 2 of the 6 left, and I just peeled them off, cleaned everything up. 1 drop target was cracked and the rest were good, so I replaced the 1 drop target and I'll get all new decals, and that should look good. But I don't know how much battery I have. Oh, actually not bad. Okay, let me just put down the playfield. One moment. Shoot again, TX sector. Okay, come on, don't be stupid. Okay. Man, I haven't had this playfield down for a few days. I've been working on the underside so much, but lots of progress up top. I've removed almost everything and cleaned every square millimeter, I swear, of the playfield. And again, you can see all these parts. They were so crusty. There's the drop targets. They don't look too fancy blank right now, but there's a little bit of dust here because I sanded the inside of the opening to clean that up a bit, and I haven't re-vacuumed yet, but I'll vacuum many times throughout my cleaning of the playfield. But all these posts, they came out so nice and shiny, and all brand new black rubbers, of which there are many. These Data East ones they like to use. LED'd the GI so far. I've cleaned every single lamp socket and every switch. I tumbled the pop bumper brackets. What are they called again? So the 2 came out pretty darn nice. This one had some of the plating missing, so it's not quite as nice, but one of these was broken. I replaced that. So I've also replaced all of the star posts with brand new ones, and 3 of these were this style post, here, here, and here, and I thought it looked better to switch them to star posts. It looks nice to me, and the light will pass through better. So I had tumbled, these tops of these guys. I had removed almost every lane that I could, metal guides, and cleaned them up. And clean the mirrors at the back. They look pretty nice, actually. This thing was nasty, I gotta tell you. But as you can see, it's come a long way. Playfield doesn't really have a whole lot of wear. I mean, there is a little bit of wear over the in-lane drops. Oh yeah, out in this kick out here, you can see I couldn't quite get rid of that. A little bit of ball track left. And it's coming along nicely. What else we got? So, no boards. I sent them out for repair. The only thing that was actually not really working was I was missing some voltage from the power supply for the display. So I have never been able to test the display yet because I spent a good few days trying to fix the power supply and replaced every single component on the what is it now, 69 volt circuit? That doesn't sound right, but that voltage that I was missing, replaced every component, and it was still blowing a fuse on the power supply. So spent like a few days with the board on and off, on and off, on and off, and components on and off, retesting and testing and retesting and testing. Finally, I threw in the white flag and sent out all the boards. There's 6 of them for repair, because if I'm going to send one, I might as well send them all. And I'll probably clean up this back box. You can see there's a little episode of something there. I did actually replace a couple connectors, male and female. That one's been done. That's the GI. That's usually burnt to a crisp. So I did get all my GI working nicely before I sent the boards out. Also, some of the GI in the back box, the back box wasn't working. Took me a bit to figure out, but this wire, you can see they use these like clips here. The clip itself was broken in half, and that was here. I originally thought it was this, but it wasn't. It was that one. So tidied that up, boom, back box lighting all good to go. And underneath the apron was just pounds of nastiness. It was probably one of the worst underneath aprons I've ever seen. It came out very nice though, so shiny and clean. Can't really see too much now, but new coil sleeve, everything's good to go under there. And I took a silver marker and touched this shooter, cover up, so it looks a little better. Replaced it with a new yellow lamp cover, but I'm probably just going to switch that to LED. I just sort of did that temporarily until I got my LED order in. And also there's a flasher in here, but it's really bright on the eyeballs. So I put this like sticky green felt stuff, not really felt, just like vinyl, and applied it underneath just to, block the light from blinding your eye so much. And that worked out nice. So that looks better. And also the symmetry was bothering me. It was like not resting perfectly straight, so I put in just a cupboard bumper there and a cupboard bumper there, so now it rests perfectly straight, because it was kind of like a little bit cockeyed and I didn't like it. Oh yeah, and of course we got colored cliffy posts, red over there, yellow over there, yellow over there. Just the small touches I like. And I have sent out a bunch of parts for powder coating. Both the wire form ramps, the gun, which as you can see is missing, the lock bar, and the legs. So I'm getting a little creative and going yellow with the wire form ramps. I'm sure it's gonna look good. It's a little risky, but I'm gonna gamble because it's fun. And yellow legs. Lock bar will be to match the side rails, which I didn't do. And the gun, I'm going with a nice glossy black. So it might be a little glossier than the coin door and lock bar, but I'm okay with that because it's its own separate entity. And yeah, I think that's it for the most part. You know, I did take apart these mechanisms to a certain degree. The spinners, polished them up as best as I could, clean the decals, cleaned the arms of the spinners, cleaned the holes of the spinner assembly, and then added a little bit of super lube, which I always do, and hard to do that one-handed, but you should be able to get some nice super spinner action on both these guys. And I cleaned this guy up. It's not perfect, but it's a million times better than it was. LEDs, 3 there, 1 there. You got 2 flashers and another LED there. But that came out nice. It was a little nasty. There is a break here where this L bracket was, securing it to the playfield, but that L bracket is still intact. And it was also factory zip tied right here to the wire form ramp. So I'll just do that again. Should be good to go. But yeah, instead of using these old nuts that I tried to tumble, I'm just gonna go with all new. That'll look nice and shiny on the top. So my screws all came out pretty nice. I had to clean media out of every single screw head though. That was annoying. Might have to find a better solution for that, but yeah, so that's my video update. Once I get my boards back, I'll be able to finally find out if this display actually works or not, because if not, there's a couple $100. I know I could go colored EMD on this guy, but I'm not sure I'm gonna do that. Oh yeah, and it's missing the topper. And I have some more crud to clean off up here. But there's 10,000 bites to this elephant, and I've taken a bunch, but still many more to go. But getting close. Alright, well, I'll catch up with you all next time.